Yeah, you seen the new Modern Warfare? No. You seen that new Modern Warfare?
Nah, I haven't watched it yet. I gotta watch it.
Nah, it's crazy. It's like they
It's
brought back
nice.
movement. They brought back so you could slide, cancel, and all.
Yeah, it's
Do
gonna
you
be
want
nice,
any
dude.
tags or do you want anything labeled?
We say tags or labels.
Like he can have something going across, or he can start with the track wire logo. Starting.
You can start with track wire
Like
logo.
just put the picture in, like come in.
Yeah, this gonna be the out the mud.
Right now, I'm just recording right now.
Okay, this will be the out the mud episode.
Right, I'm gonna get you.
Cause all these guys came out the mud.
Slide over.
Me?
Yeah, slide.
That's the title?
Right here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know, laptop, everything good.
The mics are on.
Yeah, we so you see, so you can see your camera, so where you relative to.
Oh, okay. So I see Devin, I see Flash, Ethan, Jaiden, and then Flash. Okay, got it. Okay. We can start whenever.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You want to start officially, or you just want to just roll it?
Just roll it.
And you're gonna edit, like
Yeah.
Just the beginning.
Yeah, we'll start now. All right, cool. So, what's up, everybody? This is Coach Andre with Trackwire Media. And listen, I have the pleasure today for one of our very first early episodes of Trackwire Media, talking to 5 individuals that I've had the pleasure of coaching, training. And these guys are pretty much out the mud. And people be like, well, what does out the mud mean? I know some people understand what out the mud is, but it's been a pleasure to train and work with these guys since they were pretty much 6, 7 years old. And to watch their progression throughout the years, competing in the sport of track and field, competing in the sport of football, and to see where they're at now and knowing the next level that they're about to go to. So here's a few of our special guests. To my right here, I have my man, Mr. Devin Williams out of Buford High School. He's playing both ways his junior year. He's a corner. He's also playing some wide receiver. Is it slot, wide? What position is it when you're on offense?
Nah, I'm outside wide receiver, so
Out.
I basically play X. They call it X. Outside wide receiver.
Okay, all right, nice. Then we have my man, Mr. Jaiden Patterson out of Mill Creek High School, who's coming off of a state title championship, and he also played corner coming up. He's in his senior season now. But tell me how much offense you starting to play. Is it where, okay, I have to ask you this question. Did Mill Creek not realize that you could play offense?
No, it was more like they wanted me to fill the role because we had no DBs our junior year. Like, they all left, so they wanted me to focus on DB. And then new senior year, I was going to do both ways.
Okay, all right, nice. All right, I'm gonna skip my man Flash because I want to come to him last. I'm going to get to my man Ethan, who's currently at Buford High School. And what year are you in? Your sophomore?
I'm a junior.
Junior. Ethan's in his junior season. Running back. And as everybody knows, Buford goes like running back committee. They call it running back U. So I know Ethan is doing a lot of running, training hard, working hard. Tell me, Ethan, any defensive positions?
Yeah, I played the nickel position. They call it star at Beaver High School. So
Okay.
It's like an outside linebacker.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Then coming to my man, Flash Pearson, who I'm not going to say the lone wolf, but they all have run track growing up. They all compete in track in high school, but Flash has taken the route of running track and field pretty much his entire career. Played a little football here and there. So I have to ask you this question, Flash. What was it like knowing that you're a track and field athlete, knowing that the potential for you to play football and for you to make the decision to pretty much make your high school career all track and field?
I'll really just say, like, it's just a different mindset that I say I have. Everybody has a unique mindset to themselves, and I'll say my mindset, I like, individual success. Like, I like, being able to, battle the ups and downs, by myself, because in track, that's an individual sport. You have a team, but your team doesn't go out there. They don't stand at the line. They don't go through the ups and downs that you go through. You know, you can't go through that with them. It's an internal thing, you know. So with track, you know, I chose my route, and, you know, I'm going to make sure, you know, I make the best of it.
Okay. All right. Nice. So this is what I'm going to do. So we're going to brag a little bit because we have a story to tell. And when I say these guys are out the mud, it's truly out the mud. No one showed or taught us anything when we first started Jackrabbit. We pretty much learned and grew and developed that program collectively as a group. Everybody contributed. The coaching staff, parents, you guys as student athletes. That's why, for me personally, in my 16th season, I've labeled it, you know, out the mud. And Coach Calvin actually came up with that theme for us for this season. So here's what I want to do. I want to talk a little bit of track, if you guys don't mind, okay? I want to focus on when you guys came to Jackrabbit. You guys are all started at the age of 7. Ethan started at the age of 4, I think. Ethan started running when he was 6 years old. And when you guys came out to the program, I remember how hard that you guys used to train and practice. Like, I remember we used to have to tell you guys to slow down. The practices itself was a competition and almost like a mini track meet. So with you guys coming out and that development that you had at a very young age and being competitive, because it was the 4 of you guys, then you had Matthias Carter, Chad Gaffney, Alexander Knight, all those guys. It wasn't easy. And look, as we all know, there's only 4 spots on the relay team. So tell me, I'm going to throw this question to you, Jaiden. Tell me, being 7, 8, 9 years old, what was it like knowing that you had to show up to practice every single day, knowing that you had to compete at practice alone?
Well, I feel like it was tough at first, but, like, we had a culture around us, like, to work hard. So, like, we was just competing. We was having fun. Like, y'all used to say don't buddy run, but we was all moving, so we was all in the pack. So, that's how I was feeling. It was smooth. It was nice. It was nice.
All right, I'm glad you brought that up, because I do remember we used to say don't buddy run a lot.
All the time.
Yeah, right. So what about for you, Devin? What was your mindset coming to practice? And I know, and I want to be as open as possible. So for me personally, I would have individual conversations with the coaching staff, which coaching staff is also some of your parents were on the coaching staff, and some of them still are today. It was tough to put relays together, even though relays wasn't our focus, because only four guys could run on the relay. So there was 6 or 7 of you, and it was tough to figure out what 4 was going to run that 4x1 or the 4x4. So Devin, tell me, what was your mindset coming to practice every day? Now, I know there were some days you didn't even want to come to practice, right?
Personally, me, every day I went out to practice, I feel like I'm just a natural competitor. So if I see, you know, one of them up front, you know, I'm gonna try to stick with them. No matter how tired I am, I'm gonna try to stick with them. I always try to come out first. And part of that was, you know, the praise from the coaches when I was young. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel like I was doing good when y'all said, like, when I beat them, or like I'm just in the front. It made me feel good about myself. So, you know, also the praise from the coaches helped me with that. So.
Okay. All right. So now I'm not gonna tell it all. Like I said, I'm gonna be very open. So when you guys were younger, 7, 8, 9 years old, and I'm gonna drop names even if they not here. Chad Gaffney used to just run.
Yeah.
Remember? CJ used to just.
He was that guy.
He just used to run. He did.
Yeah.
Okay. My man here, Flash, came in with the name Flash, and I think because he coming in with the name Flash, everybody was like, we're not going to let Flash beat us. So, Flash, tell me something. Be honest. Did you feel like you were always the one that was like, you know what? I got to make sure I'm doing A, B, C, and D every time we compete and we go to a meet? Because even today, when I see you run, you go all out. It's all gas, no brakes. And I'm not saying you don't have a strategy. Like if I watch Ethan, Jaiden, and Devin run today, whether they run in the, I'm gonna just say the 400, for example, I can see a bit of a strategy. With you, you're just all out, all gas, no brakes.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty much. That kind of just developed over time. Like coming in, you know, I know Jaiden had experience before me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, CJ, they both came before a year before me, and you know, as young, that makes a little bit of a difference. So, you know, I came in, I was a new kid. Call me Flash, but right away I didn't earn it. You know, I didn't earn the name. It was just a name I was called because I think my mom told you to call me it or something.
What? Okay, so your mom and dad made sure
that you were
that we called you Flash.
Yeah.
And if, in the beginning I was like, tell my wife they want me to call him Flash, babe. Like his dad is like, no, Flash. But hey, you put something out. It's all about energy, and you've proven that you're a Flash. So I'm gonna just let you know that.
Yeah, it worked a little different. You know, I had to run into the name. I had to earn the name. It wasn't, you know, given to me after I already had some success.
Right.
So you know, it's different. You know, and that comes with, you know, them. They push me. You know, they push me to get better. And you know, without them, like, I don't know how my running strategy would be. I don't know if I would be able to go all out all the time, but you know, I was always going all out at practice with my guys. Right. So yeah.
So Ethan, you're the youngest. You and Knight are the youngest. But I think in competition wise, you're a year underneath Knight when it came to track. He was always an age group above you, huh?
Nah, I think me and Knight was always in the same age group.
Always in the same age group?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Ethan, you were more of we considered a 800 meter runner.
Yeah, I was.
And at what point did you say to yourself, okay, I want to make sure I start sprinting, and you wanted to sprint more?
So, like, I guess, like, going into, like, the 8th grade, I was like, all right, me and my dad was talking. It was like, all right, you got to work on your speed. Football, you got to get your speed right. So we decided to drop the 800. I was very good at 800, but, like, we decided to drop the 800 when we went into high school, focus on my speed so I can be ready for, like, running back and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So tell me this. With all of that we just talked about how you guys had to compete and you're competitive at practice. For you three, Devin, Jaiden, and Ethan in particular, how did that translate throughout the years as you played football and you got into high school?
I feel like track is a big part of my football career, because I talked to a lot of college coaches. They say you can't teach speed. Speed is not that common around. So having that speed on the football field, it really helps. And using these guys around me to push me every year, every day at track practice, you know, it really helped me under my development as a football player. Because, you know, speed is not something you see all the time on the football field. So.
Okay, what about you, Jaiden?
I'll say it's similar to Dev. You know, the track coaches do say you can't coach speed. You know, speed hurts. You know, sometimes they say, oh, you only got speed, but, you know.
Right.
I know Dev can relate, but it works. It helps. You know, we was competing all the time. Even when we used to play football in the backyard of Flash's house, we was always competing in basketball. We was competing. Yeah. So, like, track really instilled, like, the competitiveness.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, Ethan, and I know they're saying speed, but what about just the competitiveness? Now, it's not easy. You go over to Buford.
Nah.
You got a lot of cats over at Buford.
Yeah.
So you've got to compete every single practice. Do you think the environment that you came up in, just running track and being with Jackrabbit, helped you with that?
Yeah, it did. Especially growing up, I was mainly doing 800. I was really like distance, and like it really helped out my stamina on the football field. I can be able to go a drive without being so tired. So I'll say the 800 really helped me going into track. And playing football too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Flash, I have a question for you. So coming into Buford. So I know your freshman, was that COVID?
Yeah,
your freshman year was COVID year,
COVID,
right? Okay. So your sophomore season when you started running, what was it like going out to the track team and you being the track guy and the rest of the sprinters are basically football players? Like, what was your mindset? What did you say to yourself? So the first practice, what did you say to yourself? What was your mindset when you stepped on that track for the first practice? What was your mindset knowing, hey, all these football guys are here. You got Devin Williams, KJ Bolden. They all running. They all in the 10s. They can run a 1, 2, 400. What was it like for you knowing you came into this environment of football players running track also, and you in your sport? Now, let me say this. I went out for track in football my high school year as a freshman. No, I was a sophomore when I got to Long Beach Poly. I went to the first practice, and they said, El Gunny, you going to play running back, because they knew I was fast. I went to one practice. There was 8 running backs, and they was hitting hard. Like, can you imagine Willie McGinnis was in high school? They was hitting hard. I looked at Coach Norvin and said, Coach, I see track season. That was just me. I was just a track guy. So tell me, what was your mindset stepping on the track, knowing that you're surrounded by football players who were sprinters?
Well, I mean, I didn't really look at it any different way. I've been like competing my whole life, whether sport. I did play football. Up until high school, so I've been competing all my life. It didn't really make too big of a difference. I know that coming in, nobody really knew who I was sophomore year.
Right.
So coming in, it was just a normal, environment where you have athletes who work hard, and I work hard too.
Right.
So it's just another day, another
day, another dollar. Right.
Scene,
right.
Hey, I'm still there too.
Yeah.
I'm still there too. I push them every day.
Of course.
Nice.
Of course.
That's good. So now we're gonna brag. So I'm about to talk about some of y'all accolades. Okay. So let me do this. Let's talk about recruiting. I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but let's talk about recruiting. So Devin. Okay, let's start with Jaiden, because he's already committed in football.
Yes, sir.
And where have you committed to?
Chapel Hill, UNC. Yes, sir.
All right. What other schools were on your target list?
I had Duke, Wake Forest, Vanderbilt, Virginia Tech, O State recently, but we stay in Tar Heels.
Okay.
But there's been a lot of schools that have tried to reach out and stuff like that. It's been good.
Okay. So Jaiden's committed to University of North Carolina. And then I'm going to jump over here to my man Devin, who's not committed. We doubt he's going to announce his commitment today. But he's heavily being recruited. Now, Devin, I have a question. You're being recruited as a defensive back?
Yes, corner.
As a corner?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you. This is just me as a fan. Do you think with you starting to play more offense that they would label you as an athlete? Does it make sense? Don't some guys come in and they label them as an athlete? Do you think that will happen?
Yeah, I think eventually it'll happen, but I want to stick to my roots. I want to stick to corner. You know what I'm saying? Go to college for corner, play corner.
Okay, all right. So just give me the short list. Don't give me the long list. We can't name every Power 5 school in the nation. Just give me a short list of some of the schools that's recruiting you.
I got Bama, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Mississippi. I got Ohio State, Notre Dame. Basically, all the SECs, all the Power 10s, all the schools you can think of.
Okay. All right. Nice. All right. So Ethan, tell me about you. I know you running track, you playing football, and I like this because how many running backs do they have over there at Buford right now?
We got some backs. I say like Coach Davis said he played 5 backs. So, but we got about 4 backs that he's really rolling right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any recruitment with football with you yet?
Yeah, I got a couple visits coming up, as in Georgia Tech, Liberty, and Nebraska coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Okay. Now to my man Flash here. You're currently in the process of being recruited for track and field.
Yes, sir.
So tell me some of the schools you've been talking to. I know you've taken one official visit. Tell us about that.
I took my first official visit to Georgia, University of Georgia. It's a great school, great community, great coaches, great people. That was a great experience. And then I have Tennessee coming up this weekend, and I'm having Florida State, Florida, and I might fit Ohio State in. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's been a process.
All right. Nice. All right. So let's get into some numbers now. Okay. The crazy thing is, and I'll say this, and I know people probably gonna comment when they see this. Really don't care, but if I could take these 4 gentlemen, even today, I'm gonna just say even today, right now, this moment, even if I could take them back 3, 4, 5, 6 years, I don't care who you were or where you were at in the United States of America, they will run your butt from the 1 to the 8. That's just the way it was. That was just the way we trained. Like real talk. That's just the way we train. They will run your butt from the 1 to the 8. So let's talk a little bit about your accolades coming up running track. And some people probably don't realize the amount of work that you guys have put in. You guys have between you, I'm sitting at this table, between you guys have 10 national titles, if I'm correct. 3 or 4 national records.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize that. So Devin's has a long jump national record, which he earned in Sacramento. Jaiden has anchored 4 national record 4x4 relays. My man Flash here won New Balance last season, indoor to 400 meters. And the year before, he won Adidas. Ethan, he doesn't have a national record. He doesn't have a national. Do you have a national title?
I do. It's a relay, and I got 4th in the 800.
In the 800. So do you remember in Jacksonville when you broke the 800 meter national record in the prelims, and then the guy had beat you in the finals, and then he broke it, so you lost. You had the national record at 800 for a day. Well, I gotta tell you something, Ethan. When you did that, I was like, yes, we got another national record. But when dude came back and broke it the next day, I was so upset.
We all broke it. We all broke it again.
So I think for me, the defining moment, and I'm gonna just say for the group of you guys, and we mentioned Matthias and Knight and CJ as well. I think the defining moment for me, and I think your parents would agree, and the rest of the coaching staff, when we went to Houston and you guys broke that 8 and under 4x4 national record, that took us as a program to another level, because prior to that, Sydney had did what she did, and the talk was probably like, well, they just have Sydney Harris. Yeah. But we came back with what you guys did in Houston that year. You guys broke the 4x4 national record. And when you guys were all 8 years old, you guys were all running a 105 or faster. And the 400. Remember that?
Yeah,
and
I think that was the time to get on the relay or something like that.
Yes, that was the time. Yep, remember that was the time to make the relay. Was, you had to be 105 or faster. And you guys broke that national record. And that's when a lot of eyes were set on us as a program even more. And there's people that followed you guys as you came up through the age groups and continued to compete. Like, people literally used to come up to us and your parents and ask, what are you guys doing over there? And we was just straight grinding at practice, just the workouts. We would do 800 breakdowns,
1,000 breakdowns,
500,
600
hills, anything you could think of, we was just doing it.
You used to get wicked.
Didn't even want to come to practice.
Practice at 6:30 every day.
Right. So let me ask you guys something. Also, so let's talk about some relays real quick. So my most, and you guys can share, my most memorable relay national titles that you guys have out of the group, all the names I mentioned, is the 4x1 in Kansas. Yes.
Yeah, you hawked. You hawked crazy.
Yes.
You hawked crazy.
So for those of you that don't know, basically, 3 of them was at the bottom of the age group.
Yeah,
I think Matthias was the only one at the top of the age group.
Yeah.
And we came up in there in Kansas and snuck one in on them in the 4x1 and took the 4x1 sprint relay and had a national title. That's one of my most memorable relays.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Out of you guys. So I do want to ask, including Adidas and some of the other 4x4s that you guys have won and ran, what is your most memorable, Jaiden? I'm gonna ask you first because you anchored 4 of them.
I feel like that the first one was like the one in Texas was the craziest. Cause like I remember.
Wait, which one in Texas? Because we've been in Houston. Okay, the first one. Okay,
the first one in Texas because, like, I just remember like that was the first national record we broke, and I remember Dev went crazy on the 3rd leg, handed me off, and then when I crossed the line,
after that.
yeah, we just jumped up. I remember I was hyped.
CJ.
It was CJ.
CJ was first leg. Who was first leg? Who? Zion. Oh, Zion.
Yeah,
Zion Davis was first leg.
Zion,
Yeah.
CJ,
Yeah.
and you.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was definitely most memorable.
That's your most memorable one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Okay. All right. What about for you?
Probably California. Probably just like
Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento. Sacramento. We broke the national record, won the national title again. You know, I think that was like what 3rd straight time.
I think that was the second.
Second.
Yeah,
Right.
second straight.
Yeah, 2nd straight time. So like after that, you know, it was just the whole experience. You know, it was a great time.
Right.
You know, it was a blowout. You know, it was really close.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Okay. What about for you, Ethan?
I said, what was it in Houston? When I was on? Was it in Houston?
I think that was Houston.
Yeah, I'll say the one in Houston because I remember I just had to go. Like, I think I was the weakest anchor on the team, weakest leg on the team.
Mhm.
And, like, all the parents was like, you can't, like, I couldn't.
No, I remember your mom was stressing so much. No, I remember that. Like your mom was stressing.
I remember I had to go. So.
Yeah. And then your dad didn't have to say nothing. Just a look in his face was
Yeah.
like, hey, this dude better run. What about for you, Devin?
No, obviously the 4x1 up there.
In
But,
Kansas?
Yeah, the one Jaiden said too. I knew I had, somebody told me before the race I had the weakest leg. So, and he was about, 20, 30 meters in front of us. So, I had to go get him.
Yeah,
But-
I remember that because they switched their relay up.
Yeah.
And they ran from the front. And we had to go get them. They underestimated you at 3rd leg.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh,
I remember that. So I'm gonna say this. Another one that I think really stands out is the season after COVID when we were in Houston.
Yeah,
that was a
good one.
Yes.
That was smooth.
Yeah.
Yes. That one really hit home because for me personally, it solidified as a group, even though it was just you, Jaiden, Matthias, and then Aiden Anderson ran on that. Even though it still solidified you guys as a group because we went into that meet in Houston Nationals. That was 2021. And I remember all the talk was by Texas by 30 meters. And we actually won that 4x4 by 50 meters.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why we won it was Flash, you just stabbed out
Yeah.
at first leg. And when Flash stabbed out and Matthias getting in that second, it was pretty much game over. Knowing Aiden was gonna hold it and Jaiden at anchor. To me, that was another special one as well. So, good memories, great memories.
Yeah.
So, and I'll never forget your dad saying when you guys on the podium for that 4x1 in Kansas, another coach. What was the coach saying, Coach Barley?
Y'all let these little jokers beat y'all.
Yeah, y'all let these little jokers beat y'all.
Yeah.
And Coach Barr was like, yeah, they all only 11 years old. This is got another year in this age group. Good stuff. All right. So let's talk coming up, running track. Devin, you went into coming out of middle school, the middle school meet. Okay, you won the middle school meet you won the 100 and 200.
Yep.
You went into high school running 11.19 and a 22.61 and a low 51 400, and you were jumping 18 feet. And then I'm just gonna go over some numbers. With you, Jaiden, you came out of middle school running 11.67, a 22.57, and a 49 400. Flash, you came in middle school running a 49 as well. Ethan, I did not get your 400 time middle school. What did you coming out of middle school in the 400?
I was definitely probably like 52.
52?
Probably 52.
Okay.
51, something like that. I ran 49 to high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you guys this. Now with Devin and Ethan in particular, I know how every program is different. How you guys had to make the adjustment from running track and playing some football to pretty much going more 80% football, 20% track. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that what you did during your middle school period helped set you up coming in as freshmen?
Yes.
At Buford?
Yeah,
I was much
significantly,
faster
yeah.
than everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then what about you, Jaiden? What was your thought coming off a track, knowing how you were running, how fast you were running? How much did that play into when you stepped on the football field as well?
Oh, it played a big role. Like freshman year, I didn't get a lot of playing time. I was still the starter. I was putting up some good numbers, but I knew going into my freshman year of track, I had a lot of confidence. I ended up getting hurt, but it ended up like I really took off my sophomore year. I feel like the coaches really saw like the potential in me. They saw my speed. They saw like they saw how like my grit and stuff like that. So I feel like that's when it really took off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. So Flash, and we talked about you coming up. Now that so this is just me. You're pretty much, when I look at it and I think about it, Matthias is off at Kansas now. You're pretty much carrying a torch right now. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Like, track is your thing. I view it as you carrying a torch for the culture and the development that we've set when it came to the sport of track and field as a program, because these guys are more football than track. Do you feel any weight on your shoulders at all, knowing that you are pretty much carrying the torch when it comes to the sport of track and field?
I wouldn't say I feel any weight. I mean, I do. I mean, I wouldn't say I feel any weight. Nah, I have, there's a whole, bunch of great, amazing track athletes out there.
Right.
A bunch of talented individuals out there that help, that are going to try to help push the sport forward. But I would say, I always want to set a great example for the youth, the Jackrabbit youth. I want to, make sure I'm teaching them that, just work hard, and whatever route you choose, someday we all just want to meet each other at the top. So
Right.
It don't matter what route, what route you choose, just make sure you work hard, and just be yourself.
Okay. All right. So now I know football, you guys are being recruited for football, and you're already committed, Jaiden.
Yes, sir.
And I know Devin, Ethan, you guys being recruited for football. Do you have that much more comfort saying to yourself, okay, yes, I play football and being recruited for football, but is it that much more comfortable as an athlete to say to yourself, yeah, but I also got this track stuff in my back pocket, and I can pull that card anytime I want to?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been in the back of my mind for a while now. I was like, what if I go to college for track and football? But I feel like that would be too much of a burden on me.
Right.
But I do feel like I have track as a backup if football never works, because I feel like I still got that speed. I still got that 100 speed, that 200 speed. I'm very self-confident in myself when it comes to track, based on my performances. So. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about you, Jaiden?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I know anytime I could run back and go to track, like, he could catch the work. I just know I'm confident now. And, like, I'm just confident in that. Like, the 400, 200, I'll run the 100. Like, I just know, like we've worked way too hard and trained for way too long to just, like, lose that.
Yeah.
It's always there when you step
It's always going to be there.
All that. Always got that mentality.
Yeah.
Always.
All right, so Ethan, same question to you, but I want to also, on the backside of that, ask you. So your brother came up, running track, playing football. Gabe Ervin, who's now at Nebraska, running back. Deuce. Now you got to remember, I believe Gabe ran a low. Did Gabe hit 46 or low 47? 47. Gabe hit a low 47. You know, in the 400. His junior year. And I think people gonna say otherwise, and great running back, but I think that 400 time that he ran, people realized how strong he was.
Yeah,
and his endurance.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying obviously you coming up behind Gabe because he's your older brother. What is your mindset when it comes to track and football and you playing football? How much do you weigh on? Let me ask this question a different way. Knowing what your brother has done and now he's at a Power 5 D1 school playing at Nebraska, pretty much starting running back at Nebraska. Knowing that, how much have you put track kind of in the backseat of what you do, if that makes sense? Are you yes, you're football, but have you distanced yourself from track mentally, if that makes sense?
Nah, I wouldn't say I distance myself from track, but like when I'm playing football, I'm usually focused on football. But I know I gotta work hard and finish out the deal for track. This year coming up, I got junior year. I feel like I'm gonna drop my time in the 400. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a couple more questions. We're gonna let you guys go. Just give me. So let's. Okay. Here's my question. So. You have one more competition left in you, okay? Just one more competition. Now, I know you guys haven't played on the collegiate level yet. None of you guys haven't competed on the professional level yet. You've had a youth, and you're currently in your high school competition. If you were on an island and someone said, hey, listen, before you get rescued, in order for you to get rescued, you have to play one more game or sport, one more competition. And we just want it to be something that you're really going to just enjoy. Think about the camaraderie, the smell, the atmosphere, the teammates, the competition you want around you, everything. What, for your competition before that airplane come and rescue you, Devin, what is it going to be? Is it going to be a football game when you were 7, 8 years old? A football game when you were 11, 12 years old? A football game when you were a sophomore or a junior in high school? Or is it going to be a relay you ran in when you were 12? Is it going to be when you ran the 100, one race in you, about to run this 100? Here's who I want to compete against. What is it going to be for your last, and I don't want to say before you, I'm always things positive. I'm just going to say before the plane come rescue. What is going to be your last competition that you want to compete in?
I'm going to have to say,
or wait, hang on. You guys could think about the future as well. Even though you haven't played in college or played professional as well, you've seen enough of it to know what would you want to do. Okay. You can go in the future. It's fine. We could put that out there. Nothing wrong with that.
The last competition, I would
wait before the plane come and rescue you.
Before the plane come and rescue me.
That's the only way the plane's gonna come pick you up. You're on an island by yourself.
I'm gonna have to say that track race, to be honest. Just that feeling when you step up to the line and the 4x1 relay, seeing being the last leg, seeing your teammates come around the first leg, come around the curve, second leg shooting down the straightaway, third leg coming in, you about to get the baton. It's all gonna be on you. The fourth leg got the most pressure to me, to be honest. So to finish that thing out and just getting the feeling of pulling it out and winning, it's just like it's just like unforgettable. You can't forget that feeling. It's a crazy feeling you feel crossing that finish line first, especially on like a national level, like the Junior Olympics. You just can't get that feeling back.
Okay, all right. Yeah. What about you, Jaiden?
I'm gonna have to say the 4x4, because like that 4x4, like it's the last event of the day, Junior Olympics. Like the tension is in the air, like everybody stays for the 4x4, and I just know like the feeling you get, like you just in that zone, like you watching your teammates go, like cause I'm the anchor, like first leg eating up, second leg eating up, third leg extending the lead, and I get the baton. I just know I had to go. like just run, nobody catching me.
Okay.
In that zone, so
Okay.
But a 4x4.
All right. What about you, Flash? Now I have to mention Flash actually tried out for the U20 team this past summer. Actually made the team. But there's some crazy things going on in the world. We didn't want to risk putting him on a plane. We didn't know what was going to happen, so we kept him home. So that's why he didn't make the trip. So Flash, I also want you to think about same thing. What if you could just have one more competition? Think about some of the professional track athletes that's running. Also think about on the collegiate level, some of the guys that run on the collegiate level and have competed in NCAAs and running as a youth. And you played some football as well. What would be your last competition?
So I'm probably gonna go in a little bit in the future. I don't feel like I've, hit my peak, yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say in the future, I definitely want to be somewhere tropical, competing in the Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere out the country, competing at the highest stage, highest level. Unfortunately, I had a chance to represent Team USA, represent the country, but some things took place, some stuff took place, which I couldn't, even though I made it, I couldn't.
Right.
I wasn't able to travel, so I would have went to Puerto Rico, my
Right.
nice little out of the country, but regardless of that, I definitely want to be somewhere competing at the highest level at the Olympics one day.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this, my man, and I started speaking it, and I know Coach Marlin can attest to this because I've said it a few times at some of the practices. Don't forget the 2028 Olympics is right in LA. So in 2028, I am going to be back home in Cali, in Southern Cali, when the Olympics is going on, and I'm gonna be watching some former Jackrabbit athletes compete in the Olympics. So I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah.
I expect one of those to be you. All right? One of them will be you. All right? So it ain't going to be tropical. Southern Cali ain't tropical. It's going to be some concrete. It's close enough? All right.
It's close
all right.
enough.
Cool. Oh, cool. All right. All right. What about you, Ethan?
I would definitely, even though I play football, I would definitely say 4x4 track race. Because, I don't know, before games of football, I'd be nervous, but, it's never been, when I was young, before a race, that I know I had to go and know I had to do my job. Say, for the 4x4 third leg, I know I had to go. Everybody watching, it's the last race. Before everybody go back home, you got to get the medal. You got to get on the podium.
Straight away, boy.
Right. Okay.
Because you lose, your night over, your night done. So.
All right. Nice. Okay. So I can't let you guys go without mentioning. And look, don't jump on my man here. Because obviously coming up this Friday night, is it on ESPN 2? ESPN 2. Buford High School is going to play Mill Creek, which is going to be a national televised game. It's tough when I go to some of these games. I don't even know what side to sit on, and a lot of it has to kind of do with what crowd is on what side. I'll go to one side one half, then go to the other side the second half. But it's a pleasure. It's going to be a pleasure to go to that game and watch you guys. A lot of former Jackrabbit athletes. You got Edric Houston, DeMarco, Lawler is going to be playing. Is going to be exciting. So personally, I want to wish you guys good luck with that game. And it's all about competing, the competition, and how you act and respond on the field and after the game. Mm-hmm. So I just want you guys keep that in mind. All right? Yeah. So before we go, I got to give a shout out because this episode is brought to you by Sally's Old Fashioned Ice Cream and Treats out of Buford. Look, just because the temperatures are dropping, that don't mean you still can't eat no ice cream because Sally's got pumpkin spice, s'mores, sweet potato pie, all that good stuff. So that's Sally's Old Fashioned Ice Cream and Treats in Buford. Stop by there, get some ice cream. And I'm trying to convince them to make a cranberry flavor ice cream for Christmas. So we'll see if that happens, if that comes up or not. But listen, I want to thank you guys for coming in. spending some time with Trackwire Media. I want to thank my man Pearson for just partnering with me on this. I want to thank everybody for all their support. Castro, your parents, Coach Marlon, Coach Fred. It's been an experience coaching and watching you guys grow. Like, you guys have truly set, I'm gonna say this, you guys have trained us. Like, for me, you guys have helped train me as a coach. Because when you think about it, you had that generation before you guys, Jeremy Hampton, Aaron Marsh, Jalen, Kimberly Harris. They were kind of like right before you guys, but they all didn't start as young as you guys.
Yeah.
You guys all started at pretty much 6, 7 years old. Ethan started at 4.
I started, yeah.
So when you think about it, it's crazy because you guys are about to go, off and start your collegiate careers. And then Kimberly and Jalen and Aaron and them, they kind of came in more 10, 11 years old. And when you sit back as a coach and as a staff, and I'm sure they can agree, when you sit back and you just think about the entire process from you guys still coming to practice in a car seat to Ethan and Flash pulling up, driving to this podcast on their own. And then sitting back on a Saturday afternoon watching Gabe play for Nebraska.
Yeah.
Getting the ball. Sitting back watching Jalen Virgil with the Denver Broncos. Sitting back watching Aaron Marsh starting to compete, competitively in the sport of track and field, and her trying to make the Olympic team for 2020. It's just a pleasure, and you guys have built something. You guys are part of something. So I'm gonna go because I'm gonna get emotional. But so I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Any shout outs? Wait, give your social media handles. Instagram and Twitter.
IG 21_Devin 2 N's. Twitter Devin Williams 21.
Instagram Jaiden Patterson _ and Twitter is Jaiden Patter 15.
Both Twitter, both IG. You can catch me at Flash Pearson. That's it.
Yeah, y'all add me on IG, The Real E3, and on Twitter, Ethan Ervin 3.
All right, cool. All right, good stuff. Appreciate you guys. Can't wait till this Friday, see the game.
Creek K.
Hey, we'll see.
Can't wait to see, what happens, this upcoming track season. So I know, Jaiden, you probably won't be running this season, correct? Okay, you won't be running? Yeah. Okay. It'd be nice, 2 things would be nice, Devin. I'll just put this out there. I know you can do it. I know you will do it. It'd be nice to see you win the state in 100. I know it's possible.
That's easy.
And Flash, you know how we do. We I know you with your high school track, you do it with your high school team, but you can win that 400 state title, as well. So I just want to put that out there. So I appreciate you guys. Good luck. You guys know you can come to me for anything, anytime. All right.
Yes,
all right. So this is Coach Andre out. Trackwire Media. Let's give it up.
Yes.
All right. I missed some stuff, but